like, that's the greatest gift that I could hear. But it's like, we have so much more in common than we do have apart. But people have to be willing, as you said, Bishop, is to step out of that comfort. And when you get out of that comfort, you discover that life is much more comfortable than you think it is, because all this shit is in our head. It's not in our head what's being done to people of color, but what's in our head is those differences and those judgments. And so I can't thank all of you enough. Martin, I want to give you the last word, if I may. If anything you want to share in terms of action moving forward, any final words?
I want to maybe perhaps encourage an assignment. Many people believe they know who Martin Luther King Jr. was and what his vision was for our nation and world. And I believe that everyone has to determine what is the vision that you want for your family, for yourself, for our nation and world. But to truly understand my dad, then you need to read the book that I started off talking about, Where Do We Go From Here, Chaos or Community, where he talks about the world house, the world in which we must engage and live in, because it gives us pragmatic and practical ways to create this world and really the beloved community. If we had the essence of that, Dr. Beckwith, Bishop Jakes, and so many other leaders preach about this love, this universal love that we as a nation and as a world must engage in and can. It is demonstrated every day. We are seeing some of that love exhibited by people bowing down. We saw that at the very beginning of the film, where it showed some apologizing for how Blacks have been treated.
Yes.
But it's even bigger than that. It's even bigger than that, because you see, humankind has a capacity that other animal forms don't have. All we got to do is to tune into that internal part of who we are, because we've been made in the image of, but we are incredible human. I mean, think about when there's a tornado, a tsunami, a hurricane, people, Americans roll up their sleeves and they come to give. They give the best. They don't ask you what color you are. They don't ask you what your sexual orientation is. They don't want to know anything. They just want to help you get out of that condition. We are a phenomenal and amazing society. We got to find a way to constantly bring that good out of us. And it all revolves, I would say, around love. So yes, we must pray for change. We must work for change. We must be the change. And yet, if love has not yet won, the battle is not yet over.
I agree, my brothers. I cannot thank you all enough. I know I've said this so many times, but I love you all. I love your souls. People say love. Love is a word that's overused in some ways. You love your dog, you love your friend, you love society, you love whatever, but I love your souls. I thank you for being so vulnerable. Thank you for your truth. Thank you for sharing your pain and your vision. Thank you for sharing your love. And my heartfelt prayer is, it's going to take more than this, but this will open some minds and hearts and souls and move some people to action. We are in a moment in history in which a change can be made, and you've all spent your lives to get to that point, and you've all suffered immensely. But again, out of suffering, some good must come, and out of your suffering, I promise you I'll do everything in my power to get this out to as many people, as well as be, a heartfelt example of that myself. So I want to thank each of you. And most of you in here are actually friends of mine. Daryl, I consider you now a new friend as well. And
you too, thank you.
I'll do anything in my power, and you're all welcome to call upon me if there's anything I can do to support your community, your family, or anybody. Count me in your corner. And as you said, Bishop Jakes, I'm in your corner always. I think you know that. And Laura, you're such a, look at this bright light you are, and all the stuff you've been through, all that's come out of this in the end still is love. And I know that people are going to leave with that feeling, that unity. So, my whole goal was in life, I think leadership is about seeing as it is, but not worse than it is. And you both have managed, all of you have managed to do that somehow in spite of all the crap that you've been through and pain you've been through. And I just honor you for that, because most people make it worse than it is so they don't have to try and be disappointed. And then, without a vision, people perish, right? You got to see it better than it is. Otherwise, we can't make it that way. And all of you have put that out. And then it's our job to make it the way we see it. And I think that's what this conversation has been all about. So God bless you all. Thank you. Count on me in your corner if I can help in any way.
I just want to say, I don't want to presume to speak for
this group, particularly this group, is extremely articulate and intelligent as they are. But I think it would be remiss of us not to personally thank you as being a catalyst that brought us all together to have the kinds of conversations that would feed the nation. You have to be a very broad and bright and progressive person to have the capacity of love to throw your arms out in the middle of such turbulent times and bring us together. And I don't want you to be the one who thanks us without knowing how deeply and how sincerely we thank you for being just who you are.
Indeed, yeah.
I was going to say the same thing, Bishop. As I saw the video that you put out, Tony, and your emotions were very, very raw, very sincere, very heartfelt in what you were feeling during this time. It really moved me. I think the last couple of weeks, I probably cried more in the last 2 weeks than I've cried in a couple of years. And to feel you resonate with the pain that all of us are going through really touched me at a very deep level. So along with the Bishop and everyone else, I also want to thank you for being the place through which this galvanized into this conversation that will be moved to more love and more action. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Love you. Love you all. Thank you. It's my honor. You're all humans of such incredible goodness. And I know it'll inspire people to find the goodness that's already alive inside them and maybe wake it up even a bit more. God bless you all. I look forward to seeing you sometime soon.
God bless you. Thank you.
Take care. Thank you.
Stay strong, everybody. Stay strong.
Yeah, stay strong.